Constitution Act itself said that it wasn't, Termination Act wasn't to compensate the tribe or address the tribe's treaty rights. It doesn't say anything about water anymore, but it says treaty rights. And we won the Dare case. It basically said, the Dare water case says we have enough water, we have a right to water to keep water in the springs, lakes, marshes, to provide for our treaty resources, to provide for a moderate standard of living, which is like, what the heck does that mean? There's some legal questions about that. But our water right is based on the fact that we have a treaty right to survive termination. We secure those through treaty. We're never compensated for them. And so we still have those rights. The courts have recognized it all the way where we're at right now. The other things, we lost the ceded boundary case. I mean, you know how it happened. We did the peak-to-peak boundary, and that's what our people agreed on. They went back to Congress, came back ratified, and they had chopped off a bunch of it. And there was a lot of land that was in dispute for all those years. The ceded boundary case. Well, our leaders actually in 1902 agreed to settle for that. We actually received compensation in 1902, I believe it was. For not very much money, considering now, but our leaders actually agreed to that. Our members voted for it, and we agreed to get compensated for that, so we lost that one. We maintain, though, that we still have treaty rights there, and we kept trying to hunt in the ceded boundary. I was out there hunting
I thought my grandpa told me we were never compensated for the eastern portion of the river.
That might be true. Certain things maybe, but actually, folks have looked into those things for many years and haven't been able to come up with a good, solid foundation for that lawsuit. So there's the history is. We know what it is. We keep losing, but then when you think about the court system and where's your foundation, what can you actually win on? A lot of these are statute of limitations, and actually a lot of things that we don't have some potential cases because we actually settled. The tribes went through a whole bunch of settlements.
I guess that's where just as tribal membership, trying to get through all the documents, knowing all the laws and every court case.
That's really hard.
That's kind of really when you want real justice.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So
I know exactly what you mean.
So I think
the secretary wanted to say. Okay.
So I know.
Taylor's going to put it for you.
Everyone's. I commend everyone's hard work, even the protesters, because it does take everyone to look at issues, and I read as much as I could of it, and I know other people, they try to look at it, but we do need people always to question authority towards the government, towards policies that are being made, because,
Well, I mean, I wish this wouldn't. With the KBRA, we had quite a few years back and forth. And to bring elements in. We know that this is actually a build-out of one section of the KBRA. So, as much as we tried to get information out, especially in this settlement, we had an AIP that wasn't fleshed out. The final part of the settlement came out. It was out just a few weeks before it went out for a referendum. We were concerned that it was going to be a little difficult to explain it to our people. I mean, if you look at all the graphs and charts, I mean, if I just got that in the mail and I tried to figure it out, I would be in the same place. Thank you so much. I'll be over there.
We're headed over here, so
So, I know fully. I know that it's concern of our people. That's why I don't fault anybody. I mean, you want to stand up for your treaty rights. Your Creator gave them to us. We'll protect them forever. I think I'm all good. Well, this
the secretary wanted him to sit over there. She's waiting.
Yeah, maybe I can leave him. This is John Beck, Bestek. He's been with the Department of the Interior. He's been involved in these things for many years. He said he's always available to answer questions. I guess I'm going to go visit the secretary now.
I actually have a couple more questions for you.
Sure.
So with the tribal economic development, you said that it's going to produce wood chips, a mill for the Zama National Forest. That's what it said in a recent...
We looked at some initial feasibility of what could potentially be done with the Zama Forest. Right now it's currently operating. Their current owners under what's called sustained yield management. management. Sustained yield management was actually put on it after termination because even though it came out of tribal ownership, the federal government amended the Termination Act to put sustained yield management on the forest so they wouldn't over-harvest this. But big timber company would come in here and just rape the land and leave because they wanted to stable local economy. So this land has been managed under sustained yield management all these years. So right now the allowable cut was designed as from all the consultants that we've been involved in, the foresters, they're harvesting an appropriate level of timber. So the amount that's growing is they're only able to harvest the amount that's growing, so not allowed to exceed that. So it's making $1.2 to $1.5 million a year. So we have the Gwiwas mill site that's right in the middle of it. So we have an opportunity to develop our own businesses. We could perhaps have our own logging group. People that own it now are contractors.
But what if tribal membership doesn't want logging?
How
much of an input does tribal membership have in their own economic
development? They're going to have to look at this whole thing.
They have to prove all the economic development that goes on.
Yeah, we're going to have to develop a plan.
Like the vote that just happened, it was less than 1/3 of tribal membership voted, and you basically
The Constitution
referendum.
only requires 450.
Yeah.
You read the Constitution?
Yeah, maybe I'll leave you folks.
Did you read the Constitution? The Constitution? Have you read that?
Did
Are
you
you familiar with it?
Did you read the
No,
Upper
I'm asking you a
Klamath?
question.
Did you read
I'm
the
asking
Upper
you, don't
Klamath
ask me. Just answer my question first.
Forestry is a crop.
You're here. You're on council. You're on council to answer questions to
You
us.
didn't answer my question. No, you didn't answer my question.
You just answered your own question.
You
Now
answered the
I
question with
know.
a question.
I sure can. Sean, very professional way to operate as a tribal council member, Sean. Thank you very much.
Whether it's good for the environment or just the energy that may be here on, but we may have other ways to
Yeah, right.